Hello everyone, I am Ali and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will discuss that why your scholarship application is rejected and how can we fix it. So let us start. In the beginning, I am going to tell you that this video covers around 14 rejection reasons and how to fix them. So it will be the most detailed video you would ever see on YouTube, which covers all the reasons and also their fixing. So let us start with the first rejection reason is the major one, which is incomplete documents. So the incomplete documents are submitted by you and your application is rejected. What are the incomplete documents? Maybe you missed some transcripts, some certificates or recommendation letters or acceptance letters, or sometime you missed to attest some of them. Because when you are applying for international scholarships, usually you have to attest your documents from the foreign office of your country, and then you have to apply for the scholarships. So make sure that everything is complete before you are submitting your application. Next reason is that you miss the deadline. The deadlines are very important for international scholarships, and the scholarship giving agencies are very strict in following the deadline. So what you need to do is you need to start the scholarship application preparation process at least 6 months in advance, or preferably 1 year in advance. So before the deadline, you are able to apply that. And I would recommend you, as soon as the application process start or active on the website of a university or on the organization or the governmental website, and if they ask you that there are 3 months to apply, don't wait. Just try to apply as soon as possible, because most of the cases is that they do the first come first serve. So if you have submitted application right after the applications submission started, there are chances that you will get the scholarship if you have a good profile. The next mistake you usually make is that you apply without looking at the eligibility criteria carefully, because in most of the scholarships you are required to fulfill minimum GPA or CGPA requirement, and also you need to be very focused when you are applying that your area of research is similar to the scholarship area of research, and you also have the similar experience of that research interest. Sometimes the age can be a factor that the scholarship have limit. Suppose for the PhD scholarships, usually there is a limit to apply in different countries is 35 years, and for the masters is maximum usually 30 years. And there are sometimes other issues can happen that some specific nationalities are able to apply or they are not able to apply. So you need to check all these things very carefully before you apply. And if you are not eligible, just apply to some other countries, or for some other scholarships. Next rejection reason is that you have a weak academic record, means you have very low GPA. For scholarships, maybe you need at least 3.5 or 3.7 out of 4 GPA to apply for the scholarship, or 90% plus grades. Sometimes your grades are good in one degree or certificate, in the other one it's not very good. So maybe that can also play a role when they calculate an average of your grades for two different degrees or certificates. So you will not be able to get the name on the merit list. So how can you fix that is that you make sure that you highlight your academic improvements, other academic improvements as well, and also make sure that you write about your internships and your activities you have performed relevant to similar degree or similar department, so that you can cover your weaker CGPA, or you can at least support your application with some additional details. Next rejection region, and the one of the biggest rejection region, is weak research record. You are applying for, especially when you are applying for the master's or PhD degree, and you don't have a research exposure, or you don't have any research publications with your name as a first author or as a main contributor author, or even if you have the publications but your publications are in low impact journals and unknown conferences journals. But if you have conferences, top tier conferences or high quality, high impact journal publications in Q1, Q2 tier, and if they are very well recognized in your field, there are chances that you will get the scholarship. So make sure that you do these things and you co-author the quality paper. So you need to keep in mind when you are doing bachelor, if you want to plan for the master scholarship, you have to join some lab and you have to start working with some research lab, some professor, be part of different experiments, do the writing parts and experimental parts with the professors and his PhD students or master students specifically. That will help you to have a very strong scholarship application and it will maximize your chances to get the scholarship. Next rejection region is that your alignment is not right with the research interest of the professor or in the university in that specific department where you are applying for the scholarship. So you need to make sure that you carefully check that the program you are applying is relevant to your area of interest, and also there are professors or faculty available who can supervise you in that university if you are able to secure the scholarship. Next rejection region is that you have a very unrealistic or unfocused research proposal. Most people do what few days before the application deadline, they try to take some research proposal, just edit it a little, outdated one, and or copy paste or try to use chat GPT or similar kind of tool to make a proposal, which is not a correct way to do. You need to be very careful when you are applying for this type of international scholarships. They are very competitive. So you need to make sure that you write a very nice proposal, but make also sure that you don't write something which is not doable or overly ambitious kind of research ideas, which nobody can believe that are doable. So you need to make sure that you have a very focused, very clear, up-to-date topic, research idea with some very clear questions and methodology, proposed methodology on the recent topics. That's all what you need to do for this. The next rejection region is weak statement of purpose, because you again do the same mistake. You copy paste it from somewhere else, or you take a general one from the website and just change your name and apply, and you don't specify your interest, your future plans, and the goals you want to achieve after doing those, after meeting those future plans. So what you need to do is you write a very clear purpose based specific statement, and you write about your achievements, your skills, and what are your experiences in the similar area of interest, and you come up with some future plans which are realistic and that which can be achieved. The next problem is that weak extracurricular activities. So most of you, sometime when they are busy with the studies, they ignore everything else. They don't take part in any community services. They don't become the leaders of some specific activities, so that it shows that you are only focused on one side of the life, which is academics, but you need to be active in other activities. And most of the US government scholarships or US university scholarships are very clearly focusing on sometime 20 to 30% weightage is given by them to the extracurricular activities. So do provide your extracurricular activities certificates if you have. If you don't have, prepare from now and start to be a part of the community service and then become a leader and perform this type of role. It will make your application strong, because after you join a master's or PhD program, sometimes you need to be part of these type of activities and you are asked to become the lab leader, or you need to organize some workshops, or you need to organize some conferences to help the professor. So you make sure that this is part of your application. Next reason is weak English proficiency. So what happens in this is that you try to go for the TOEFL or IELTS, the international test for non-native speakers, which is required usually for the application. And there is some minimum score like 6.5 usually, or 7 is required for IELTS score is required for the application. But the problem is you are not able to secure a good score. Maybe 6.5 is required, but try to get more scores. So you need to do is practice your English language skills, speaking skills, writing skills, write more essays, and keep repeating it to make sure that you improve your English proficiency. The next problem is poor writing and proofreading. So when you write your application, because your English grammar is not good, or you make many mistakes, so what happens is your application doesn't look very professional. So make sure that you write properly, you proofread it properly, and maybe sometime you can ask your friends help. And these days you can even you take the help from ChatGPT or the similar kind of Grammarly type of tools to improve your English. Another problem is high competition and limited slots. So this is a problem in which you cannot do anything because it's not in your control. Why? Because many qualified applicants who are very good at academics, research, and many other things still get rejection from top tier universities. So they should not be sad because of this. What they can do is they keep trying and they try for some other scholarships, or what they can do, they can just lower a little bit, lower their standards and go for a little less ranked universities where they applied before. You can go to QS rankings or THE rankings to see the rankings of the universities, and if your application is being rejected from top 100 universities, maybe you can move to top 200, and that can help you to get less competition, and maybe there are more chances there that you will be able to get the scholarship. The next problem usually is that you don't try all types of scholarship. So this is the problem with every student in the world. Why? Because most of you don't know what type of scholarships are available in a country, and sometimes you also ignore small number of scholarships. So let us talk about how many types of scholarships are available. So if you see, government scholarships are available, then state or provincial scholarships are available, city government scholarships, organizational scholarships, university scholarships, and professor and faculty based scholarships. So if we see from this, the government or provincial scholarships are usually large in number, or even city government scholarships are large in number. So most of the students are focused on these three types of scholarship. What you need to do is also look for the organizational or university scholarships or professors websites for their specific scholarships provided from their funded projects, and you need to apply all type of different scholarships, no matter the number of scholarships, so much or less, in one country, to make sure that you have maximum chances of your application selection. So if you have any questions, you can ask in the comments. If you have liked this video, please like it, subscribe it, and share, and have a nice day.